Guys, welcome to the channel. This is Strategic Mind, Fight for Freedom. Intro and first look. There was some blah blah.
So much for efforts to appease Hitler. It took those dreamers of the parliament long enough to realize dictators only understand overwhelming power.
Well, my troops are ready and eager to drive the Germans back into Germany.
I wish the French were also ready. I've seen their frontline troops. They're more rabble than an army.
Still, we have more than enough forces to throw the Germans back into their barracks before Poland is overrun. The Siegfried Line won't stop us. It's both unfinished and undermanned.
Our politicians disagree. They declared war on Germany, but it seems like they expect Hitler to back off because of some harsh words.
I take it Prime Minister Chamberlain won't authorize an offensive operation?
He won't. I will get him to come around eventually, but we'll lose precious time while he dithers and dallies.
How much more time does he want? If the French and the British don't strike now, Poland is doomed. Along with their hopes of resolving this war quickly.
I'm telling you, the French are not ready to strike. And I won't risk our expeditionary force all by itself.
If the French aren't ready now, they won't be any more ready in a year. They'll learn to fight once they get into action. We must strike now when the German defenses are weak.
That is true, but I won't waste my men's lives. Brooke is right. We need a clear plan.
Finally, a measured opinion. The situation is anything but clear. Gentlemen, any ideas on how we tackle this operation?
You're bashing the French.
General Alexander,
What else
Prime
is
Minister
new?
Chamberlain was against our involvement in the Saar offensive. But I managed to convince him this would show our solidarity with the French in our willingness to take decisive action. Nonetheless, keep in mind that this is chiefly a French affair. Avoid pointless heroics and try to keep our troops unharmed. Your main task here will be to capture a lodgment for a continued offensive. Capture the picket at the German border and the city of Hornbach.
Understood, sir. We'll begin immediately.
General Alexander, our forward units report numerous minefields around enemy positions.
Would have been odd if there weren't. Tell the field commanders to keep their eyes peeled and send the sappers in if there's so much as a whiff of a mine ahead. We need those minefields cleared before we start maneuvering.
British infantry reporting.
Your forces are comprised of both core and non-core units. Core units' strength indicator is green and round-shaped, and for non-core units it is yellow and hexagon-shaped. Non-core units are allocated for one mission only, while the core units will accompany you throughout the campaign. You will be able to level them up and provide them with new equipment. These units are the ones which should be under your primary protection.
Ready to make some craters. Bombs away!
Ammunition and fuel icons next to unit strength will allow you to quickly get important information about it. If the unit is still able to move during the current turn, the canister icon will be green. If it can no longer move, the icon will be gray. Likewise, the ammunition icon shows whether the unit has attacked this turn. If the unit is low on ammunition or fuel, the corresponding icon is yellow. It becomes red once the unit has run out of it completely.
Understood. Moving.
An anti-aircraft unit is a powerful and versatile weapon. Its main purpose is to protect your forces from enemy aircraft by overwatch, fire support, and direct attack of the enemy. However, it can also effectively combat ground units. Large caliber anti-aircraft artillery is a good weapon for destroying enemy tanks.
At once, Commander.
Tanks are ideal for a rapid offensive in open terrain. However, they are vulnerable in close quarters to the infantry units in difficult terrain, such as cities, mountains, forests, swamps, shallows, and well-entrenched infantry units. Reconnaissance is extremely important in an offensive, since it provides you with full intelligence information regarding the presence of enemy forces, thus making your attack more effective. A reconnaissance unit
Fighter squadron is here.
Fighter planes are vital for gaining air superiority. Keep your fighters close to allied aircraft you want to protect, and they will provide fire support. Fighters are able to attack ground targets, although with low efficiency. They can use the Overwatch breakthrough skill to counter enemy anti-aircraft fire and clear the way for tactical bombers.
Home before Christmas, that's what they said.
Damage is indicated with the numbers above the unit being attacked. For ground and aircraft units, there are two types of damage, lethal and non-lethal. Both lethal and non-lethal damage decrease the unit's strength. However, non-lethal damage at the same time increases the number of units damaged, which can later be restored. Naval units always receive only lethal damage. However, they have multiple ship parts with their corresponding HP, thus damage against them is split. Ship parts except the hull are repaired over time by ship maintenance. Hull HP cannot be restored in any way during the operation.
Greetings, General Alexander. An MI6 agent contacted me recently and mentioned that a shipment of machine guns has just been transferred to a warehouse in Walsheim. I believe a small detour is now in order.
According to the plan, Walsheim is to be captured by the French. But then, if we're in a position to get there first, what's the harm? One cannot tell these German names from each other. Mistakes are bound to be made. Thank you, General Menzies.
Yeah.
Anybody call for big boomers? Got a job for a tank?
Infantry is good for assaulting the enemy positions after the artillery and air bombardment. It is also the best unit for storming cities, mountains, forests, and well-entrenched positions. A well-entrenched infantry is a tough target for the enemy assault.
General Alexander, I am sending you more reinforcements as we speak. The Matilda II heavy tanks, among others. Try to keep them where they can maneuver, and no enemy weapon will pierce their armor.
Oh,
Need a scout? Wait, I see the enemy. Hidden enemy up ahead. At once, Commander.
Ready for action, I think. AA artillery attacking aggressors. Giving it all we've got.
This unit has heavy equipment. Units with heavy equipment cannot move if they do not have ground transport. Additionally, they cannot board air transport and only disembark from naval transport at a seaport.
Just say the word.
Tactical bomber standing by.
Tactical bombers are flying artillery and a great tool for wreaking havoc on any enemy troops, although you have to be careful of the anti-aircraft units Overwatch and fire support. It is better to scout the enemy positions before sending in bombers. Do not leave your tactical bombers without protection. Remember, they are a prime target for enemy fighter planes.
Attention! Ambush up ahead.
Artillery is the basis of the firepower of your forces. It can weaken enemy fortifications to allow your troops to attack without heavy losses. It is also good for defense, as it provides fire support to the ground units within its range. However, its main strength is its long firing range, which allows you to destroy the enemy troops from afar. Remember though, artillery is vulnerable to aircraft attacks and in close combat, so it needs to be protected.
Locked and loaded. Coordinates received. Trust in God, the King, and proper gun maintenance. On it, Commander. Any orders for us? Stand by for a bumpy ride.
Home before Christmas, that's what they said.
Anti-tank artillery is effective against tanks and other hard targets. Your best tactic when using anti-tank artillery is to position it next to your other forces to provide them with fire support versus attacks from enemy tanks.
Coordinates received.
Form up, form up. A soldering life for me. Double file, boys.
Your unit has been withdrawn from a supply zone. The delivery of supplies to the unit has been stopped. The supply zone is marked with a white box symbol in the upper corner of each hexagon while the unit is selected.
His Majesty's own disappointment.
Tanks awaiting orders. Making tracks.
God save the king.
We have a moral effect. I don't believe the Panzer Corps doesn't have anything similar. Oh, nice.
Bomber squadron ready for duty. Share these rations. Moving to the new quadrant.
The RAF have arrived. For the king, etc., etc.
Anybody call for big boomers? Hey, you, catch!
On His Majesty's service. Target in sight. A clean hit. We got the asset.
You have
Walsheim is ours, General Alexander. You should have seen the faces of those French officers when they saw our Union Jack flying over the town hall. And we found those German MGs. No match for our Vickers, but not bad either.
We're allies, of course. But it's always a pleasure to show the Frenchies who's the best at waging war.
Okay, back to the original mission.
At once, Commander.
Royal Artillery awaiting orders. We'll get it done. Coordinates received. Ready to flatten some fools. Coordinates received. Royal Artillery awaiting orders. We're rolling. Ready to put the fear of God in them.
Keeping the sky clear. Do we get an escort? Wait, we don't?
Tanks awaiting orders.
He goes straight to the town. That might not be the best idea.
Making tracks.
His Majesty's own disappointment. Double file, boys. Officer approaching. Making our way there.
Fuel tanks are almost empty. If the unit is within the supply zone, fuel will be resupplied at the end of turn.
On our last bombs.
All the supply hexes. Okay. Night action by airplane in the Second World War, especially tactical planes. At the beginning of the war. Not likely.
Beware of ambushes. Getting into an ambush delays the offensive and burdens your units with unnecessary losses. To avoid being ambushed, you should first use reconnaissance to scout the route you're going to follow and locate enemy troops, so they cannot take you by surprise.
Good morning.
On our last bombs.
He truly is.
Commencing bombardment.
Your aircraft are out of ammunition. In order to rearm, the aircraft has to land in an airfield within supply zone. Carrier-based aircraft can use carriers as an airfield.
Received. Heading there now.
Okay, now we know the airplanes can reveal
Ammo's about to run
minefields.
out. You know the rules, and so do I.
Got a job for a tank? Adjusting aim.
This unit has run out of ammunition. Move it within the supply zone to resupply it. Supply zone is marked with a white box symbol in the upper corner of each hexagon while the unit is selected.
Yes, Commander. Come and get one in the orbals.
British infantry reporting.
All city, forest, and mountain terrain offer much better protection from enemy attacks. Right-click an empty hexagon to learn more about its terrain.
Orders confirmed. Got a job for a tank? Anybody call for big boomers?
Beware the fire support of the enemy artillery if you attack enemy troops with an artillery unit nearby.
Anybody call for big boomers? Affirmative.
Form up, form up. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag.
On His Majesty's service. Attention! Ambush up ahead.
Flag cannon ready for duty.
Any orders for us? We're on the move again. We'll get it done.
Trouble with ammunition? Oh no. Or not actually.
You have selected an entrenched unit. When a ground unit finishes its turn while still being able to move, it gains 1 level of entrenchment. The unit can have up to 6 levels of entrenchment. Each level of entrenchment increases all defenses by 1. The unit loses all levels of entrenchment when it moves. Naval and aircraft units cannot gain entrenchment. Each attack against an entrenched unit reduces the entrenchment level by 1.
Where do you need us?
Aye, Commander.
Okay. Seems to me the tanks can fire from the distance. That's one of the difference compared to the Panzer Corps. I didn't use it, but nice weather effects. Let's see.
Need a new payload. Moving to the new quadrant.
Hopefully I'm not gonna lose the plane.
Ammo reserves empty. On our way. Ammo reserves empty.
Okay.
Trust in God, the King, and proper gun maintenance. Enemies are in retreat. Bring down the horde.
Infantry standing by. Key point is ours.
His Majesty's forces are now in control of the German border outposts. I have to say the Germans don't seem too eager to resist. Most of their forces are still in the rear.
I don't like this. Keep your wits about you. There must be a reason the Germans are stalling. I'm sure they have a cunning plan. They should, for their own sake. Now, you must capture the airfield in Brightfort. Do this, and we'll be able to reinforce you with some aviation.
Understood, sir. We're on the move.
On His Majesty's service. On all cylinders.
Tank squadron reporting. Ready to flatten some fools. Making tracks.
God save the king.
Big caliber standing by. We're rolling.
Anti-tank cannon reporting. Making our way to new location.
Ready to put the fear of God in them.
Home before Christmas, that's what they said.
Guarding the Empire. Making tracks.
Be careful when you send your tanks into city, mountain, and forest terrain. If they run into enemy infantry, any skirmish will likely result in heavy losses due to close quarters.
Okay guys, that will be it for this time. This is only the first look, so if you like this video, please press like, share it. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, see you next time, bye bye.